It's a locked ward. The staff and visitors need a code to get inside. It's politely called the memory loss unit. You can't wallpaper over this. It's the high-end dementia care ward. It's hell, really, is what it is. And my mum's locked inside. That over there is Marjorie shouting, "Help! Help me!" Nobody ever helps. June, she sits at the table and says, "I have 2 sons, Mark and David." Nobody's listening. "I have 2 sons, Mark and David." It's like she's on some kind of infinite loop. You know, a bit like Dory. That's Evie with her neck permanently drew to one side and the shuffly feet. She drags a baby doll by one arm with her everywhere she goes. Sometimes she sits next to me, holds my hand. Silent tears just stream down her face. Mum's room is number 20. You know, growing up, she lived at 20 Winchester Road. So, when we first brought her here, so 3 years ago, she was still walking and talking and, God, recognising numbers. She'd do her laps around the ward. She'd say when she saw the number on her door, "Number 20, that's my stop." That was 3 years ago. 3 unbelievably long years ago. My husband reckons that nursing home years a little bit like dog years. Every year you've done here, you've actually done 7. Hey Mum, you look nice today. I might just open these curtains. And she used to sneak a hot water bottle in our bed when we come and stay, even when we were grown-ups. You know, my friends always ask, does she still know you? Oh, yeah. I just lie. Tell them what I want to hear. But no, not really. To be honest, I get a little bit sick of that question. It's not if she still knows me, it's more if she still knows herself. Does she know where she is? Does she know how much we love her? Does she know anything of her 70 wonderful years? Does she know how much we hate that she's here? You know, the question I really want answered though is what did she ever do to deserve this? And she used to tell complete strangers to park in her driveway to avoid getting a party fun on the street. So I drop in at home and his mum talking to a complete random in the driveway. At first, my sisters and I, we would text each other these articles to read, like 10 things you can do right now to avoid dementia and 5 superfoods to prevent your brain from memory loss. We were suddenly putting omega fish oils into our kale smoothies. I found myself doing a bloody Sudoku one night because, you know, it has been shown that regularly challenging yourself mentally can build up the brain's ability to cope with cognitive decline. I knew then I was clutching at straws. I haven't understood anything to do with maths since about grade 6. Dyscalculia, they call it. It's like a dyslexia, but for maths. So for me, doing a Sudoku would be more likely to drive me demented than start off any onset. And I gotta tell you, those fish oil smoothies, next level hideous. You know, as the months and years went on though, we just stopped sending each other those preventative health tips. Instead, we wonder if it's too late to take up smoking in order to kill ourselves before any dementia sets in. Anything really to make sure our body gives out before our mind. You know, after one particularly terrible visit, we promised to euthanize each other at the first sign of any cognitive slide. Like, we would happily agree to smother each other with a pillow long before we get to this stage. the tontine treatment, my older sister would call it. And the three of us would roar with laughter. I actually didn't know we still had in us. You know, she ended every single conversation with, "Is there anything I can do to help you?" But time and again, I would just leave my beautiful mum in that place with the lino floor and the underpaid staff, and I would just cry the whole way home. She was always so polite. The neural pathways of beautiful manners formed so long ago, they're the very last things to fade. Those pleases and thank yous endure beyond all else. And then one day she says to me, clear as a bell, "Remember me to your mother." Yeah, sometimes I have these nightmares that I'm in a corridor and I'm being chased down by some unknown evil, and I get to the pin pad on the wall and I'm desperately punching in the numbers, but I can never remember what they are, and I'm punching in these numbers, and then I realise I'm locked in with this thing bearing down on me. And then I wake up in a really cold sweat. So relieved that I'm not actually locked in. But then I remember my mum's in there. She's locked in. You know, she was also a foster mother. There was years of fostering these bewildered little children who soon worked out with their finely tuned survival skills that they were safe with her. And when her friends who were busy with bridge and golf would say, "Well, look, I would love to foster children too, but I would just be too sad when the children left." She just nodded politely. Yeah, it takes a long time to die sometimes. Eventually she'll die here. She'll leave this place with the lino floor. She'll float away from Marjorie shouting, "Help me!" Evie shuffling along with her doll. And June incessantly chanting, "I have two sons, Mark and David." When she does finally go, her brow will smooth itself, no longer furrowed in perpetual confusion. The underpaid staff will rush in and line up around her bed and bow their heads in a hushed reverence that I'll never forget. And you know, as I write her eulogy, I'll remember a lifetime of love and kindness. And the 3 years spent here were just a very small slice of the pie, just a brief chapter in her wonderful life story. But you know, I will forever wish that I could have handed her eulogy to the staff on the very first day we brought her here. Here, read this. This is my mum, Natalie. This is who she really is. And this is who you'll be looking after in number 20, please. The best mum ever, please. Please be kind to her always. Because this is her very last stop.